Welcome to the live stream. I love those columns. Look at those. As somebody said. Oops, hang on. Marco. Hate to do it to you. All right, welcome everybody. It's oop, it's June 26th, but this report is for the 25th. Of course, it's just after midnight, and you know nothing good ever happens after midnight, so don't expect anything out of me. I'm Dennis Dale. Are you experiencing buffering? Because that's what that's what my highly technical dashboard. You guys can't see me, but I'm holding up my fingers in the quotation mark fashion. My dashboard is telling me that you may be experiencing buffering. If you are, don't panic. Don't call out. Antifa might hear you. We'll come and find you eventually. Okay? So they're down there right now. They being Antifa. The color revolution occupying forces in my city. That's Portland, Oregon. If I didn't already mention it, hey everybody, hey Eki, he's already gone. Look at him. He's trolling me now. King Kush, hey, Bearson. I never know how to pronounce your name. Hey man, how you doing? Do you have a brief? You can brief. I can't brief. Oh, I can't see right now very well because I'm using contacts. It's better when I have my glasses. Frankly, in fact, better than my prescription glasses are dollar store reading glasses, 2.75 is where I'm at. Blind old fuck. Right, so the bishop has that's a minder now. This is the bishop's way ahead of us. He's hang on, let me turn this off. It's way too bright in here. I think that's better. Softer light. The giant head of mine will reflect quite a bit and interfere with this highly technical equipment. With my camera. Now, I left my porn tab open, Rick. I did that on purpose, dude. It's research. Saw Free Palestine. Yeah, I saw Fuck the Fed. I've seen there's so much. I've taken lots and lots of photos of, well, not really enough, really, of the odd, graffiti that you find. You'll find an individual graffito that doesn't seem to be on message. I've seen Boycott Israel. I saw one. Boycott Israel. Don't buy Tribe hummus. Don't buy SodaStream, I think is how it was worded. Free Palestine. Yeah, so this is a problem. This is why I like to discourage people who want to chalk it all up to who. It's getting away from them here at least, in that there's a genuine problem for the powers that be who are arranging this shit right now, in that it's going to fuck up Israel. I think the Free Palestine shit and all of these newcomers that are fueling this aren't, seriously, black and brown people are not, to the extent they're aware of the Jewish question. They tend to become anti-Semitic. Because to them, I've always said, to them, it's not an accurate thing maybe, but to them, they see Jews as the uber whites, because they're just as white as us to appearances. They're just the whitest whites, the worst of the whites, the stingiest, the most successful, the most awfulest. They see it that way, because their Jewish allies have had to kind of step back and put them forward. you know, to conceal their own involvement. But no, to center the black voices. That's what I mean. You do that for. Um, but now it's getting away from. And these white wokesters don't understand it. Like I've always said, growing up a working class white kid in 80s, you didn't even understand what the Jewish question was about if, say you didn't get any education beyond high school. And me, I was, I hadn't had any education, but I was always pretty well read and up, and I still was a naif just until, well into middle age before I understood, oh, this is not a religion, this is something else. But these youngsters here who are turning up for this are genuinely entranced by the narrative that's been put forward, the black thing. I can't explain that, but that's what it is for them. And they're not thinking about, because the extent to which this is kind of a Jewish movement, that's had to be concealed. Because of that, they don't have any problems embracing the Palestinian cause. And they still are kind of naive. And, and it may work against them that these people are looking at that list of, this ridiculous thing where there's people are showing, maybe on Twitter or somewhere, a list of everybody who owns media in America, 95% quote unquote white. And we all know what it means. Is this like 80% Jewish or something or more? And that's a big difference. A whole new thing. That's going to work against them, this fake white thing. And of course we see that they're trying to come out from behind that. I saw something in the Jerusalem Post a couple of days ago. Now they're calling us white. They're whinging. What is it word? The Yiddish word for the kvetching. Fucking everybody. People are awful. They're kvetching about, now they're calling us white. Because they have so fucking, somehow, have so lowered the estimation of white. It's created as a signifier, a negative adjective signifier. White. It's their creation. Now they're pissed. Because at the same time, they've had to fucking hide behind it. And, if you bought into the critical race theory, which is Jewish theory, they are white for all theory purposes. I don't know. Does critical race theory address it? It doesn't really. It's content to leave it aside, unless it's talking about quote-unquote anti-Semitism. But it never addresses the contradiction, Anyway. Saw a kill Proud Boys, yeah. Kill Proud Boys. I saw a kill, who's that little Asian gay man? Andy No. Who's been getting some good footage out there, though. Yeah, something strange has happened. I think, did I show you this guy? The city here is capitulated. They're still capitulating. And Seattle, Chaz Chop is broke down all of a sudden, right? They just packed up and left. And then I see on the Chaz Chop official account, but who knows who's official out there? There's, they're praising Mayor Jenny Durkham, right? All of a sudden their tone has shifted. Mayor Jenny's it's weird. And I'm thinking, did they get hacked? But here also today, I just happened to go down there and they're taking the barricades out away from City Hall. They had concrete blocks up in chain link, and they're taking those down. Reopening City Hall. At the same time, At the same time, just across the way, really, at the Justice Center, the cop shop, the police are boarding up, and everywhere is lightened up. It's barely it's kind of lightened up. It's weird. Like downtown, it's almost feels like it's not happening, but they won't take down a lot of the graffiti. Like this is the U.S. District Court, and they won't take down the graffiti. That is right across from the police station here, where every night they're down here right now. They're trying to create an autonomous zone about an hour ago. So who knows what's going on here right now? But here they're boarding up. They're reinforcing, getting ready for yet another night. And they've got just that little bit of fence. They must have added more before tonight. I don't know. Oh, Dennis, you got your hand in front of the camera. Yeah. Striking example again of the betrayal of what they've done to the cops. I was just admiring buildings today too. We've still got some good old ugly buildings, you know. This one had some great brick column thing. And I noticed, oh, here's a good graffito. We are our ancestors' dream. Somebody scrawled on here. You know, some non-white scrawled that. For some of these non-whites, it's just hereditary revenge for colonized ancestors. They don't give a fuck that America's a great deal for them. They don't give a fuck that they can live better in America than they could in their ancestral homelands. I think I showed you Apple. Where's Louis? Yeah. There's Louis Vuitton. Yeah, the Proud Boys. I don't understand the thing with Proud Boys. Can somebody tell me, are Proud Boys at all violent? They're not even racial or anything, right? They're Gavin McInnes. I know what he's about. He's like a, conservative paused. He's a type that used to be allowed to exist, kind of Howard Stern-ish figure. I don't understand why Proud Boys, and the media will routinely talk about it as if Proud Boys are equivalent to Antifa from the right side. I don't see that, right? Is that a thing? No, but yeah, it's just there's so much outrageous shit there that these people are allowed to get away with. That something that maybe if it was all by itself. Kill Proud Boys, people would notice and think, fuck, it's crazy. I still can't believe the language they use. When this is our city, and I realize now, this is Louis Vuitton directly across from Apple, which has become a shrine to George Floyd. They're not going to let the city reclaim those fucking places, right? Or the city's going to have to do some. But they're going to make the city do some ceremony. In fact, I want to troll the world, and I want to take over, right? If I was wealthy, I'd just pay. I'm going to pay for the ceremonial. This way the city can have the building back, Apple can have their building back, and they can have a great public relations story. We'll have a ceremony that will remove all the panels and art and everything, and located to the permanent George Floyd Museum. To bring out African dancers and drumming and all kinds of shit and just go over the top with it. And that will finally break them. No, it won't. Yeah. Where's that other one I had? Wanted to show you intersectionality. The intersection of intersectionality there. That whole intersection where Louis Vuitton, Apple, and then it's over here, it's a bunch more crap. And they don't remove the graffiti from the district court building, right? I didn't know what the deal is. They blast the graffiti off the statues. We have a statue here, a great statue. I've been misidentifying it. It's a statue to the 2nd Oregon Volunteers that were raised up by McKinley for the Spanish-American War. They went to the Philippines, so they're going to be on the shit list if these people even understand what. Not that it matters. Where is it? Here it is. But they have howitzers used at Fort Sumter. See that? I don't know if that would save them or not. They've got 2 howitzers that were recovered from, claimed to be recovered from Fort Sumter there at the base of this thing. Not that that would save them, but you know. They produced 3 Medal of Honor winners, and they that's today, and that's what it looked like before. So they cleaned it up. 3 Medal of Honor winners, all privates in the Philippines. They were pretty good. Oregon National Guard. Yeah. So I was thinking they're going to topple something too. Of course, they've already taken that too. They were east side, so I don't see anything that happens east of the river. Earlier tonight, I see by tweet that they're harassing a small police. This is new. They're harassing a small police station. But from the video footage I saw, it was a tweet. It didn't look like a lot of them. They were pushing a fucking dumpster, a small regular dumpster, down the street, and fucking with the local precinct. Yeah. And like I said, trying to build an autonomous zone in front of the Justice Center, which basically means they're moving the fence around. The police remain incredibly restrained through all of this. Josephine Coughlin says, I just read they were trying to set up a zone at Portland North. That's what they're doing in the north? All right, let's get on Twitter and check that. I found a great guy who's doing a live feed. Oh, yeah, look at that. Antifa slut dominates old right-winger. Get that tab out of there. I was investigating this horrible. I watched every disgusting minute, too. Well, okay, what was I looking for? Oh, that Twitter feed. Some guy on Twitter has got a live feed going. Maybe of the north. I think he's downtown now. Come the fuck on. Open Twitter. Come on. Everything's slow. Okay. Ben Sixsmith. He has a really good. Here's Roberto Pedone. He has lots of good stuff. There it is. Portland, you know, you don't want to be second to Seattle and everything. Don't even do this. So stupid, you know. We're going to do a second-rate version of what Seattle's doing. So sad. Yeah, this is MLK, Northeast MLK Boulevard. You know. can be a fairly... Yeah, this is London. This is London. And I read that exactly three black men were shot in London, shot and killed by London police this year or last or whatever. That's low anywhere, you know? For black folk. Oh, I love this. What's this? They're chasing out some dude. A bunch of old guys chasing them off. I love that. One's got a cane. I'll thrash you. I love it that it's old guys. That kind of guy looks like he could still throw a punch. Go ahead and fuck with him. Love it. I want to find some guys who are doing this. Yeah, no shit. It's always that. It's always calling the cops after, too. As you may have seen, one of the shooting victims, the surviving shooting victim from CHOP, he wants to sue the cops because they just left me there, man. People are effing shameless. Zero pride. This is 2 minutes ago, East Side. So, are they setting up the barricade outside the precinct to give them trouble rather than a stupid autonomous zone? Is that what this? And this strobe light is a thing they use. There's always a strobe light that they put on the cops. This is DC. What the fuck's wrong with these people? Look at this guy. Jesus. Somebody's gonna overrun a bunch of cops and they're gonna fucking stuff that down our throat. Right? Some group like this stomps a bunch of cops. Jesus. Where is this? I think it's DC. Right? Sorry. DC. Holly, thank you for tweeting this. They've got these big dumb idiots so worked up. They believe it, man. They're genuinely outraged. And this golem they have raised up to destroy us they're not going to be able to turn it off. They don't care. Holy shit. This is fucking bad. How long ago was this? This might still be happening right now. Now, what? June 24th, okay. That was 2 days ago. Thank you. Fuck. Alright, I want to find my guy who's got the... Hey, Mama, give me one! What is this? Hey, Mama, give me one! They threw... Give me a lighter, baby. Holy shit. It's black people attacking white people in a car with fireworks. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck is this? Or a Mexican guy. Get the fuck out of here. These people are horrible. Holy fuck. Yeah, I told you guys I saw another video of them. I think Tucker Carlson used it. Of them chasing this guy down the street. This guy in the white shorts, I think. Chasing him down the street with these things. Hey, mama, give me one. Fuck, these people are not going to stop. Yeah, if we were just allowed to defend ourselves, it wouldn't be a problem. They're stupid. God damn them. What is wrong with these fucking people? What is wrong with these people? And where is that Twitter feed I'm looking for? All right. 30 seconds ago. Robert Padone says the police allowing Portland Autonomous Zone right now. How big is it? A half block? Shit is falling apart, guys. Somebody come in here and tell me what's happening. Explain to me. I'll show you another piece of video. Did you see the one where I don't know where it's Madison, Wisconsin? Shit is falling apart, guys. Hey, who's this? Stop whinging. Okay, Boomer. You'll be fine. Don't. What was I going to look up? Coopers. This must be Madison. Yeah, this guy. This is amazing. This is what this dude does, and this guy's a thug. Yeah, the guy with the fan and bills on his social media and a gun kind of guy. And he's got a baseball bat and his ball and he's just like picking out random white dudes to harass. Jesus. Sent by Queen Elizabeth. Jesus, indeed. That's what Jesus was. Jesus was used to justify murder, rape, pedophilia, human trafficking, murder. 20 West. Y'all a civil war. You know. A civil war on the niggas. Who's gonna control the niggas? They had a whole civil war on who's gonna control the niggas. Fuck the police department. They know what time it is. You know what motherfucking time it is. My name is Joshua Musa, and I am fucking disturbing the shit out of that restaurant. And I got a fucking bat. I don't know, I might be just laughing at his ass. Thank you, guys. Did he say thank you? Sure. Jesus. I believe this, Daniel, is in Madison, like I said. Let me check that. City of Madison Police Department released this video. Now, they released it because they're getting crap for this guy getting arrested. He doesn't stop, He's keeps going with his bat that says Black Lives Matter and his bullhorn. And then, outside. Yeah, and we're talking about white zombies, and this struck me. So we've seen what that guy is, Just contemptible, It's just a shame that we even have to talk about this guy, But anyway, this is later. He's outside, and the cops find him, and they have to wrestle him. And he just resists, and it's like passive resist, I think. And he's just trying to get beat up by the cops so he can become a celebrity. He thinks, He's not bright, as you saw. Isn't he woke, though? So here the cops are trying to confront him. What's funny is, well, you see, there's already one black guy going, look at what they're doing to him and shit. And there's this other guy filming. Who knows what his state of mind is? But as likely as not, his state of mind, too, is, I'm filming the cops in case they hit this guy's fucking cops. I don't know if they know what happened inside and saw what happened inside. I don't know if it would make a difference. But, yeah, these kind of shit, is what's driving me nuts. These people are legion, and they're everywhere. And they're driving things, It's not normal people. But of course, there's the dreadlock man. But the real zombies show up. And it's always the white cows. I'm sorry, Just some white fucking sow that hangs around and is really down with this shit. Of course, I would be filming this too, so. No, I'm not of that state of mind. So they're still wrestling with the guy in there. Here they are. The Fat Cow Brigade. These women, look at them. Like zombies. We're going right up to the police and we're going to challenge them. One's got a dog. And they're always there, And look, the women get away with shit. Your dog gets away from her. Yeah. So funny. Cops put up with so much shit. But it's going to work against them. The cops think they just keep bending. Well, people are getting more and more emboldened. You saw those cops in D.C. 2 nights ago. They were getting attacked. And of course, I'll remind you at the same time all this shit's happening, these city governments are taking away, restricting, tear gas here and rubber bullets there. At the same time. We're cutting your budget. We're not going to defend you publicly at all. We're going to go and agree with these fucking monstrous idiots and their ridiculous fucking assertions. This is every fucking police department in America because of Minneapolis' incident, right? Like, this wasn't an urgent matter either. It's another funny thing about it, right? How everybody, and a lot of people believe it. They get on board. Yeah, now this is the most urgent. We're finally having this conversation about race. Can you believe this? That's Ted Wheeler today. They're still trying to get that brother in the car. Look at him. And the dumb woman is somehow the white girl has got his bat. Fucking Keystone Cops, right? And somehow the white zombie girl has her boy, Her black hero's bat that says Black Lives Matter. A cop is getting it away from her now. This is Madison, Wisconsin, which is probably Portland, maybe the only place that's worse, be worse than where I'm at in Portland for this dynamic. Steve Saylor's been pointing this out for years too. Madison, Wisconsin is like the most liberal fucking place in America, maybe. Has the worst behavior from its blacks. It's the worst statistics, for blacks, for all the bad stats. Watch out, here comes a blonde cow. Here they come, right? Yeah. This thing would get nowhere without the White Zombies. What was that? It was a band, right? White Zombie? It wasn't Rob Zombie, was it? Rob Zombie was White Zombie's guy, right? I actually liked Rob Zombie's first, I think it was his little horror movie, House of a Thousand Corpses. It's kind of degenerate, but... They're still... Do they got that brother in the car yet? It's probably because they have to be so careful, right? In a sane world, when he was in Starbucks, the biggest guy in there, would have went up to him and took his bat away from him and chased him out. They would bar the door and call the cops. If Yeah. So I'm sure it's because it's a Democrat-run city. I'm sure that's the problem. Well, it is kind of the problem. All right. Where are my subs? Let me find my subscriptions. Right? I haven't been on Twitter in forever, so I don't remember how this works. Where do you find your subs? I think I have to go to profile, right? Where the fuck? There they are. Following Scott Avery. I think this guy has a live feed going. Let's jump on here. I should be out there. That's downtown. I think that's downtown. Maybe
Guys,
not.
we're in Portland, Oregon here.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
To the red, westbound Colima at Azusa, at about 80 miles an hour.
We're listening to them chasing a motorcycle, guys, on the CHP channel and watching Portland all at the same time. So that's what I've been doing
Okay.
here.
Why are you listening to CHP?
Sorry, I wasn't able to update some stuff. I had a bunch of stuff I had to do today.
Yeah, I wondered why you mentioned Azusa Boulevard. All right, get out of there. Anyway, they're down there right now. Here's a woman explaining the so-called offensive Lincoln
People tend to think
Memorial.
of that figure as being servile, but if you second look, people tend to think of that figure as being servile, but if you second look, you will see something different, perhaps. That man is not kneeling on two knees with his head bowed. He is in the act of getting up, and his head is up, not bowed, because he's looking forward to a future of freedom. People have said, well, he's chained to Mr. Lincoln. Closer look, you will see that while there's a shackle on his right hand, he is holding the end of a broken chain, which means he has taken his freedom. He now realizes he's free. So I say, leave it, let it stand. People tend to think of that
Yeah.
figure as being...
Of course. everybody in this is gullible. I mean, you know, the negative pole of this whole thing is credulity, right? The credulity of the blacks, right? You saw those blacks attacking the Compton, D.C. They're genuinely outraged. There's no reasoning with them. They're beyond reason because they really believe it. These motherfuckers killing us in the street, yo. And there will be no reasoning with them. It's not our fault. Likewise, the white zombies, you know, they're beyond reason, you know. And they're down there right now, and they're just marching, you know, and it's the Black Lives Matter thing. Like I said, I was revisiting the literature on the 60s, and, you know, it's one of the weathermen quoted. It was always about the blacks, man. It was always about being around them and digging that vibe, you know, trying to live vicariously this urban fucking myth that still persists. Yeah. God help us. God help us, man. Let's see.
80 to 100.
I want to see
Motorcycle's
East Side.
flying. Only the helicopter's following him, really. I mean, they have guys on the ground, but they're probably a good 3 blocks back at all times. That dude's...
He's monitoring the chase. That's what you do in California, still, apparently. Oh, thanks. Oh, yeah, somebody else was tweeting that they're surrounding the green zone. And we still have a green zone in Iraq. And I think people abroad are going to be pushing us, adversaries, China, Iran, are going to be pushing us, prodding us here and there, now that we're coming apart for real. Watch that happen, and watch how they instantly make that work somehow for them. It's like everything just gets plugged into it. Plugged into the project. You know, like I think COVID still is a genuine health threat, but obviously they hijacked it for this purpose. And maybe with in mind George Floyd, which I think was, obviously they weren't anticipating George Floyd himself, but they were saying, they were anticipating bringing something heavy. And, you know, they're deploying the kryptonite, and the kryptonite is the black myth, the myth of white racism. And we're going to deploy the kryptonite. There's always a case, right? Like I said, they tried to make Ahmaud Arbery into it. There's always a case somewhere. And they got a great one with George Floyd, apparently. I still haven't watched the video. I don't care. But, you know. And we see it. I mean, all kinds of things are laid bare. Because, to me, one thing I'm convinced of but don't understand is, like I said, it's the severity of the image. It's just enough, apparently. And these white kids have no defense from it. That if it's just lurid enough, you know, with the conditioning they've had, it's plugged in immediately to the narrative. And they are, you know, just literally helpless. They all of a sudden they find religious experience, right? People who don't even know it, haven't even been brought up in it, are finding religion. And this maybe is the most dangerous thing. It maybe explains something. That's all it is, in a way, is that these white kids are being duped into their first real religious experience, and it's intoxicating, right? Like Iglesias said, it's the Great Awakening. Like the Great Awakening. It's very religious. And maybe we can hope, at least, that as a sort of religious explosion, now that they kind of view it as that, right? In all but name for them, the way they talk about it now. That there will maybe some reaction against it. Finally, hey, now, lefties, can you genuinely rebel, finally? Now that you're in complete control? No, I don't think so. King Kish said that guy's model is smoke weed and listen to the scanner. I just like the live feed. I used to be able to do that just right from my phone. No, I guess you only have to have 1,000 subs. But I ain't got that. But I used to do, I've done live feeds from in the middle of some of these marches. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. I'm almost disappointed that it's waning, but I think there's going to be something more, They're not letting up like you see. They're still out there every night. It's just that the crowd now is about 100, 150. One of the papers estimated last night 150 outside Justice Center. And they're the hardcore, They're all decked out in black, and like I said, they got riot gear now, and they're carrying sticks openly. But they just throw small projectiles at the cops and pull holes in the chain link, and, generally taunt the cops, still just trying to provoke them, it seems. They're very disciplined, I guess, that way, Like you saw, the D.C. footage we just saw, it was a bunch of fired up brothers. Those are the guys who might end up overrunning some small contingent of cops, committing some atrocity, maybe. And whereas Antifa, like I said, they seem very disciplined. So many things reveal that this one is just such an open conspiracy. Coordination, Antifa's reserve. And the fact that, like I said today, City Hall, which is capitulated, and still just every day they're still bending the knee. They're pulling out the concrete blocks and pulling away the fence and opening back up, on a beautiful day. Dee, 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 dee. And across the way, the Justice Center, they're strengthening and broadening the reinforcements. And I saw, some across sitting, just kind of hanging around there earlier, and I see this cop. And today, for the first time, I saw one cop walking across the park blocks from where the Justice Center is on 3rd to 4th. There's another court building, where those guys would normally just walk right across. Anyway, I saw a cop walking across unharassed because there's nobody around now. I thought, that I haven't seen for a while. I saw one, but I saw like a public relations cop, like a cop who wasn't full cop gear, talking to a small group of, must have been reporters. And he was telling about last night, how they tried to get in last night and tried to pull away. They were trying to break in last night. I should have just went and stood by them, but I didn't want to. I went and sat near them and was trying to eavesdrop, But, yeah. Yeah, I'm just so embarrassed by these white zombies. And without them, this would be nothing. Their self-abnegation lends something to it, I don't know why. I'm just confounded. Absolutely confounded. Over and over again. Oh, this drives me nuts. Motorcycles. I can't see, guys. I think I got them all. Thank you. If you have a VPN, you run into little things, don't you? University Avenue. Oh, this is Madison. Yeah. Madison's got soft whites and hard-headed blacks. Things are not... Madison should be watched. This is just a mob scene on Madison. In Madison, I mean. Okay. Yeah, Visionary says, points out they took down the Cervantes statue, and Cervantes was a slave in the galleys for 5 years. No, it doesn't matter. He's a white guy, and he invented the novel. And that really pisses them off. Nothing pisses them off more than superiority. That's why they're always talking about white supremacy. You know, by their own Freudian half-ass horseshit analysis, really, you know. If we deconstructed the way they talk, we would see a deep-seated sense of inferiority regarding white intelligence and creativity in all this bullshit talk about white supremacy. Except, of course, they got dipshit white people saying it. God help us. All right. Well, it's okay, because where I'm at, we've got leaders here. Like I said, we've got strong leadership. Let me show you. America needs a guy like Ted.
Portland, a place that does not tolerate xenophobia by condemning.
No, that's not it. Is this it?
Item 507, proclaim the city of Portland a place that does not tolerate xenophobia by condemning the rise in hate crimes, attacks, and attitudes against American and Asian Pacific Islander communities due to the racist manipulation and polarization of the COVID-19 crisis.
Very good.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. Item 508, accept report of the new Portlanders Policy Commission.
Very good. First of all, I want to thank the new Portlanders Policy Commission for being with us today and for sharing this important testimony. I know oftentimes
New Portlanders
litigate their trauma on stage.
Oh, I missed. No, this is
given that further disruption.
I have two items today. The first is a proclamation.
Report of the new Portlanders Policy.
No country, no commanding, and it's something privileged groups.
Authorization of the COVID-19 crisis. Report of the new Portlanders Policy Commission.
Very good. First of all, I want to thank the new Portlanders Policy Commission for being with us today and for sharing this important testimony. I know oftentimes in presentations like this, people are asked to re-litigate their trauma on stage in full view of the public, which...
That language is given to them. That's fucking theory language that's been handed to Ted. Relitigate their trauma. And you see on this, I don't know if it registers on you, on your screen, but he's reading it more than normally. He's reading a statement. And these sessions are, for him, self-criticism sessions. Of course, it's white criticism sessions.
And be emotionally very demanding. And it's something privileged groups like my...
And he's saying you shouldn't have to say why you're aggrieved against us, because that would be relitigating your trauma. So we're going to assume that you're right about all these new coming immigrants who are, come from their poor countries and are just already eating at the trough, are showing up here in the wake of the George Floyd thing. Just in the train. It's like a motley crusade in a way.
My own rarely have to deal with. I want to acknowledge that. I wish there were circumstances which brought you here. I wish the circumstances which brought you here were somewhat different, but I commend you for being here anyway and taking on that challenge. And I want to just state on behalf of the entire council, the burden this places on you is not going unnoticed. It goes without saying that we're living through an unprecedented public health crisis right now. No country, no community.
Yeah. I thought I had these time-stamped. Oh, here's Chloe.
Whereas Apano and Pua have seen an increase in reports of racially based hate crimes against Asian Americans and Asian Pacific Islander communities, spurred on by reference to the virus as Chinese virus, Wuhan virus, and Kung flu in place of the scientific name for the virus. And whereas Asian Americans and Asian Pacific Islander communities are being scapegoated due to fears, uncertainties, and the use of anti-Asian rhetoric perpetuated by federal...
She seems to have difficulty reading. She says she's got stuffed up nose.
AAPI communities have experienced nearly 1,100 anti-Asian physical and verbal attacks since March 20.
Yeah, that's it. We are so screwed. Yeah. Need my cigar. Excuse me a moment. Yeah, I was thinking. See, they've got the rainbow flag with the triangular thing. In the window, and we still fly the American flag. It's out there. You know, I was just thinking when this is over, what they're going to do is they're going to switch these flags. If they even let the American flag stay at all, right? But the point at the end of all this is this flag here is going to be moved up here. Yeah. Old Glory. Yeah, I've been suffering through some City Hall stuff. It's terrible, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to follow local politics. Try to keep up with this. And occasionally I'll report to you guys what I'm seeing here. All right. What do you got there? Visionary Companion kindly provides a link. Let's check it out. So as I open the page, peer into our own behind, as I like to say. Why would anybody like to say that, Dennis? Fucking weirdo. All right, where are we? Just a moment. Yeah, I don't know if you out there may not have been here for it, but we saw an appalling video earlier of black people attacking white people or somebody in a car with fireworks. All right, come on. Just waiting for that chat content to open up. Oh, God, no. Visionary says, has anyone seen the Chick-fil-A buffoon shining the rapper's shoes? Did that happen? Are these Backwoods Smokes? These are rejects. I got to go look. There's some kind of reject cheap cigars that you get for a couple. They're quite good. This might be the best cheap cigars I've got. I was smoking Kentucky Cheroots earlier. A little too sweet. These two, right? I don't know cigars. I don't know cigars, but some are a little bit sweeter. But I like Cheroots. They're cheap and they're good, though. And I was out there with my cheroot taking pictures. You'd be like Clint Eastwood. All right. It's better.
I invite folks to put some words to action here. And if we need to find somebody that needs to have their shoe shine, we need to just go right on over and shine their shoes. And whether they got tennis shoes on or not, maybe they got sandals on, it really doesn't matter. But there's a time in which we need to have, some personal action here. Maybe we need to give them a hug too, brother.
And some stock in Chick-fil-A.
But I bought about 1,500 of these, and I gave to all our Chick-fil-A operators and staff a number of years ago. And so any expressions of a contrite heart, of a sense of humility, a sense of shame, a sense of embarrassment.
Yeah. Oh my God, NBC. We can't watch this. I saw this headline and I realized NBC
she thinks it's cute that her driver
insanely irresponsible.
I invite folks to put some words to.
Oh, shut up. No, this is genuine too. This dude, he's been set up for this too. This is the Chick-fil-A CEO who's probably anti-abortion, so always the worst person in the world. They can't open Chick-fil-A in New York. That was Bloomberg who said that. fucking Mike Bloomberg, who looks down on us as uncultured slobs, right? As potential Nazis. You can have Chick-fil-A in my town because of this guy. See how fucking evil they are? This guy is not enough for us. But this, like I said, this shiny rubber shoe shit, this is not new. This is all consistent with his thing. You know? He's a very good Christian. That's why I'm not. You know? That's why I'm a very bad Christian. Yeah. Okay. Donald Robertson says cheap cigars are a great way to stay away from cigarettes. Yeah, I'll just get cigars instead of the cigs. I was smoking them. Starting to like it, yeah. Went through 3 or 4 packs on this little binge. And I go right into smoking, man. Practically like a pack-a-day guy. So, no, I'm not going to let this happen. Just been so hyped up. Holly, hi Holly. Holly says, Christianity tells you to bow to no idols. Yeah, maybe we can. Yeah, I'm going to have to close down and get some shut-eye soon, but that's a good point, Holly. How do we reach? I'm still about preaching to the Gentiles, the normies, white Christian, white post-Christian, secularized, whoever, normies, who might be coaxed to move into my new whitopia, wherever I decide to place it. We're going to make the states perform a sort of beauty pageant for us, and we'll pick one. Yeah, we're going to have to go directly to the Christianity of the Christians and say, no, look at this, stop. Fuck you. I'm sorry, Colin. Whoa. Sorry, everybody. No, screw this business. Wake up. You are idolizing these people. This is not good. You've raised up an idol. Look at the all the iconography of the NBA and rap, right? All the imagery is clearly idolatrous. That's the nature of it. It's idolatry. That's the nature of hip-hop. That's the nature of all this culture. Like I was thinking how I wanted to put it to somebody. You don't have to be a racist to reject BLM. And Christians, you're not betraying Christianity by standing up to this, by refusing this. In fact, you are, following the narrow path. Think about that. What's the thing about the road to heaven's narrow and the other way's wide? And look how wide is anti-racism. Look how easy it is. Look how available it is. And look how narrow, quote-unquote, racism is. Christians, what do you think is the right way? Do you really think, with all this violence, and you make them sit there and watch a fucking, just a medley of rap videos and all this fucking imagery. Again, you don't have to hate these people. But you have to be. What was the old Christian way? You didn't try to get the murderer off for murder. You tried to save his soul on the way to the gallows, frankly. So that's our appeal. Like I said, to white people, I would say you don't have to be racist to reject BLM. You just have to recognize, and this is the important thing, is really everything, this massive, monstrous thing really tilts on this tiny little fulcrum. That is the notion, Black Lives Matter. Somehow this fucking ridiculous phrase really does focus it all. This idea that, this society is uniquely dismissive of black lives. Because once people see the reality right in front of them, what we all know and repress somehow, is that the real problem is that, God help me, the real problem is black Americans value life generally less than anybody else. That's clear. They're about 10 times more homicidal than we are. Most of their homicide happens within their group, and that's how we know it's not really racism that's causing it. It's not them bumping up against us, it's them bumping up against each other. But they turn it on us too often. And this inevitably leads to the millions and millions of encounters, violent encounters with police, most of which don't end up in somebody getting hurt or seriously killed. And the vast majority of which are necessary. And we're going to find that out once we get rid of the police. So you don't have to be a racist. You just have to reject that and say, no, we're going to. And then this is where I allow them their naivete, because this I don't know if I believe, but no, you just have to reject it and say, no, we're going to enforce the laws, let the heavens fall. You know, let the disparity be there, and you get your house in order. You know, if our, excellent police in the United States, which they are generally excellent, if with that you guys still can't keep your shit together, it's your problem. Maybe. Yeah. Well, he says normies are bowing to blacks because they lost God. I don't know if you're here earlier. I was musing that part of the strength of this is that this is the first real religious experience these kids have been allowed. They're not calling it a religious experience, but, it very much is, isn't it? It's the first time they've been allowed religious enthusiasm, to lose control to it, to ditch reason. And it probably relates to the fact that we're so wound up on quote-unquote expertise. We think, especially the left, they think, oh, we're the expert, the party of expertise and objectivity. But even if you were, that necessarily doesn't yield a good society, and we clearly aren't. It's clearly a false sort of expertise that's deployed. You see with what's happening with COVID, it's so appalling. Here they come. And Drudge, God, speaking of zombies, one person mentioned it at VDare. I don't know if nobody pays attention to the Drudge anymore, but it's a zombie site. And this is the site that was, like I said, loose cannon over there and helped get Trump elected. Now it's just full square behind it, and Drudge is pushing the COVID, the COVID's outbreak. I don't trust anything that comes from them. But now the next hit, the hits just keep coming, and the next hit is they're trying to frame it now. It's weird. It's like it's all coordinated. Now that they've made all these remarkable gains with this ridiculous George Floyd thing, they're going to try and chill everything out somehow in the middle of summer by instituting another lockdown or trying to get everybody, back into something like a lockdown state, into that state, back to where we were before they unleashed this monstrosity on us. So I'm going to go to any anti-lockdown demonstrations there are. And maybe that's one avenue of opposition, that somewhere somebody can do something real. Went to the one in Salem. It was a joke. I mean, not a joke. A couple hundred people turned out. None of them were masked up. I still believe that COVID's real and the mask business is not a fraud. It may be that the lockdown was a fraud. That certainly is what fucked us up, and that certainly is what wobbled us ahead of the George Floyd right hand. This mask regulation stuff is really pretty light. We could have just done that the first time around if it was even a real problem. But they're going to try and shut us down again now. I saw something, it might be fake, but somebody screenshot. Could be a fake again. I can't believe she would be this dumb, but AOC tweeted something about we have to have a lockdown so the economy doesn't improve before November or something. Just nakedly saying we have to keep the economy shitty until November to get rid of Trump. But clearly that's the idea. This is about getting rid of Trump, but, you know, Trump's not the ultimate end of it either. Once rid of Trump, here comes Joe Biden, creaky old Joe Biden. Somebody comparing him to Hindenburg, who later on became, you know, senile and yielded to Hitler. Biden's already fading going in, and it's going to be Kamala Harris, I think, as vice president with outsized power. Who, you know, it's not even going to be... Real power will be concealed from us, you know. Maybe Kamala Harris or somebody else will have enough power to run things out of the vice presidency, but more likely is there'll be some convoluted thing. You know, where whoever controls Biden's staff, Biden's chief of staff or someone else, will be the most powerful person in the world. As long as we're, you know, but we won't, no, because we won't be the world's superpower for much longer. If we still are, could even call ourselves that. Because like I said, I fully expect us soon, at least, to be challenged by China and others on the global fronts. You know, I don't blame them. You know, they're going to come and start poking us with sticks. Okay. Unlawful assembly declared here. Let's check it out. All right, it's already 1:30. I'm going to shut this down in a minute, but let's check it. No, I'm right there. What am I doing? Dennis? Dennis, okay. Just waiting for this to open. Sorry. So tired.
We do this every day! Together, stay safe! We do this every day! Together, stay safe! We do this every day!
This is us. Fuck, they got a bunch of people out there tonight. I should be out there. Come on. Where is that? That's not downtown. This is Northeast MLK. Holy shit, they've got a bunch of people harassing a small station. We're fucking... What are you doing? These are the people that are running shit, right? These fucking squealing idiots. Is that a cop around the corner they're harassing? I think so. Huh? I can't believe I'm rooting for the police. You fuckers, man. How fucking dare you? It's like a gang of dwarf idiots is trying to hypnotize you chanting. Fuck. I hope you're not here, Holly, to hear that language. Oh, God, it's just... Oh, there's the cops. Okay, cops are behind that. I have to use the facilities. Here. You've seen one of these, you've seen them all.
This is the Portland Police Bureau. This is being declared an unlawful assembly. Everyone is to leave the area and you must vacate now. Failure to do so will make you subject to arrest and the use of force, including impact munitions and riot control agents. Leave now. This is the Portland Police Bureau. This is
I like the
declared an
announcement.
unlawful assembly. You must leave now. Failure to vacate the area will make you subject
Riot
to
control agent.
possibly
Leave
conditions,
now. I like it.
including riot control agents and impact conditions, and make you subject to arrest. This is the Portland Police Bureau. This has been declared an unlawful assembly. Everyone is to leave the area. You must vacate now. You are to leave immediately or force may be used against you, including riot control agents and impact munitions. And you will be subject to arrest. Leave now. This is the Portland Police Bureau. This has been declared an unlawful assembly. Everyone is to leave the area. You must vacate now, or you are subject to arrest and possible use of force, including riot control agents and impact munitions. Leave now. This is the Portland Police Bureau. This has been declared an unlawful assembly. Everyone is to leave the area. You must vacate to the west and to the north. Leave now. Failure to do so will make you subject to the use of force, including riot control agents and impact munitions. You will be subject to arrest. Leave now. This is the Portland Police Bureau. This has been declared an unlawful assembly. Everyone is to leave the area. You must vacate now, or you will be subject to arrest and use of force, including riot control agents and impact munitions. Leave now. This is the Portland Police Bureau. This has been declared an unlawful assembly. Everyone is to leave the area. You must vacate the area now, or you will be subject to arrest and the possible use of force, including riot control agents and impact This is the Portland Police Bureau. Leave now.
Move together. Let's go. Everybody.
Here they go. They say it about 10 times. Now they're gonna-
This is the Portland Police Bureau. This has been declared an unlawful assembly. Everyone is to leave the area now, or you will be subject to arrest and possible riot control agents, including impact munitions. And you will be subject to arrest. Leave now.
They want a truck through there flying.
good? You good? Shaking up, but I'm good, man. I literally was so close to those fucking smoke grenades, bro. And I don't know what that was a flashbang? That was a loud ass flashbang.
There's been smoke grenades, flashbang, pepper ball, and I think rubber bullets as well.
Right there. Oh shit, they're right there.
We got a pretty hectic scene there, man, with that fire. And it's always, you're this guy? It's always that guy. What the fuck? You know, they get themselves worked up into that frenzy deliberately, right?
Oh shit!
God, look at
fire somewhere.
Oh, look at that injury.
What they say?
Ooh, bad injury.
Oh
That's pretty lively.
I don't see where. Is it on that side?
Yeah, this is East Side, MLK Boulevard, fittingly. Not downtown.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
We're definitely using rubber bullets if that girl get ankle injury.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! You survive! 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 Back it up! Back it up! Go hard! Back it up! Back it up! How are you gonna do it? Go hard!
Hey, watch me run. Let's go, move up! Let's go!
You gotta think of like Pentecostal snake handling people getting in a frenzy, right? But it's different for the black people. For them, it's a less unhealthy thing, I think, even though they're worked up into a hateful frenzy. Oh God, look at their advancing behind a screen door. What is that? This is amazing. So ridiculous. How many cops are out there? I see a platoon's worth. It's only a matter of time for one of these dicks gets worked in such a frenzy he hears somebody really. Yes, Ollie, we have to see how this ends. I almost wish I hadn't tuned in. Yeah. This could be it. Any one of these effing encounters. And there's more than one. There's probably a handful of these going on around right now. Not a handful, a bunch of these really going on around the country right now. Each one potentially what they're looking for. In case of a cop killing somebody, an accident, or a cop going off, or, you know. Oh God, shields forward, here they come. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'd like to see justice. But let's throw it to God and see what he thinks justice looks like. James Martin on the game. I think he got tear gassed. I can't hear what they're saying.
We push back. We push back. We push back. We push back. We push back.
You push us, we push back.
We push back. We push back.
God, it's scary, man. Still, been looking at this for going to be a month now. I'm still in banging my head mode, trying to understand that enthusiasm, that they would think this is justice and this is necessary, this must be done. You know, and I was watching them today, and I'm thinking, these people walk among us right every day. Many of them are kind of normalish in their day. Most of them have jobs and shit. They're out there. You know, I never inquire. I always just assume anyone I'm talking to out here is sympathetic with this. Here they come. They're charging the cops. They've got him a dumpster. It's all the white guys with the dumpster. Look at that, right? All right, they've got a plan. Play the war movie Marshall's music. Bum 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 bum.
Drawing us here.
They're gonna take that and set it on fire, of course.
Stay back. Stay together.
Yeah, the umbrellas have a good thing. They'll come out with the big, heavy black umbrellas, and they're like shields. And when they present up front, they're all umbrellas. You don't even see them behind their umbrellas. You know, it's a good effect. Are they backing off now? I thought they were making a move on the cops. I want some hard hat riots. These are the hard head riots we're having. They're backing off. There's a lot of smoke in the air. That smoke gets hard to take. I want to check back in downtown, but this is about to go on. I really don't want this to go off. I really want these dumbass to fucking back up. Now, it's just an inchoate rage, right? It's not even... This rage that's been revealed, it's not even worked its way through, right? You know what I mean? It can't persist like this. Reaching some horrible climax. And it's just, right now, it's just weird, still fucking forming. It's a new thing for these weirdos, right? I mean, they've been thinking this shit, finally they get to take the streets. And most of them, though, really aren't that clued in, woke, whatever, aren't certainly well read or anything. Their grasp of these issues is weak. Their grasp of these issues is weaker than the normies, bro. They just have the conditioning. But a lot of them haven't even been to the university to get it either. They're just, that's their culture. Oh, look at her. What are we looking at? They're far from the cops. I'm glad. They're backing off, right? The cops are way down the street. This is cooling off, thankfully. I think we're going to be okay here in Portland, Oregon, ladies and gentlemen. Are those homeless tents in the middle of all this? I bet they are. There are homeless tents there on the street. I wonder if there are probably people in those homeless tents, I swear to God. Are they? No. That's their shit. Okay.
Screenshots on Twitter of the woman that shot the ankle. Because there was enough media over there, I didn't want to stress the person out or anything. There was plenty of people over there.
What do we got?
Yeah, I had to change my name on Facebook from Soluna to this.
Conversations are great. Like I said, as long as it's not one person sitting there agitating.
Somebody's mad at
messed up
himself.
the account a lot. It probably cut our influence in like half and our reach in half, but you know, we're still doing pretty good for the
Let's see what's
the stream.
going on downtown. Let me open up. There's Scott. You're right there.
This guy was talking for like 5 minutes. I didn't hear anything he said.
I don't like overhearing this conversation.
Everybody, if you haven't already shared this, even if you have shared this, please go ahead and share it one more time. If you haven't already, please. You don't have to share it to your personal page, but you can share it to a page that you're in. a group.
We're
page,
sharing it.
anything.
Who are you? I see 4 feeds here. Get off of there. God damn it. Everything goes so slow. Come on, man. Please. Accountability Hunters in the upper left corner. Robert Evans. Portland Coolville. DeAndre Marquez, Portland, Oregon. Alex Johnson, Portland, Oregon. And Teebs Gaming. All right. So that's who we're looking at. Yeah. This is the way it works. And as a strategy to exhaust the cops over the long haul, it looks pretty good. What do? They go and present the cops with cops have to clear the streets. You know, once they get enough of them out there making enough noise, setting dumpster fires, not causing too much trouble, leaving room for the media to cover for them later. And the cops have to go out and clear them, so they do this, but they back away, and then they do this, you know, and then just get the cops to chase them as much as they can. So they're like backing away, taunting them and shit. And when, like I said, downtown, when they get big crowds, hundreds, then they break up into smaller groups and go running off, and the cops are Keystone cops chasing them across town. It's only a matter of time for this shit gets really bad. I mean, it's only a matter of time before we have a bad accident. Like I saw a woman almost get T-boned downtown in the mayhem. Just 2 cars racing around in the madness. I think one woman trying to get out and some other asshole like me trying to get pictured. It's only a matter of time though if we have a fatality or something stupid and bad.
So,
Looks like they're backing off.
If anybody knows anybody down here with an extra battery pack, you let me know. Because right now we're at 17%.
And they're literally breaking the police. This is not going on a month. Morale must be shit.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
They're cutting their budget.
Yeah, if
They
anybody knows
couldn't
anybody
recruit
with an
people
extra battery
before
pack
this
or if you
because
live nearby,
Portland police are so
let me
put
know.
upon, beat down here, so
Yeah, let me
ill-respected.
know. I shut it.
Nobody wanted to be a
had my
Portland
battery
cop
pack in
already.
the car, and I was like, you know what? I'm probably not gonna need it. I know I shouldn't have done that. We got a ton of people here.
King Kush says they have a tracker. What's that?
Okay.
We're gonna catch this car on fire.
Come on, man. I shouldn't mess with anything, but all right, let's go downtown quickly. That's going to go on for an hour, and probably nothing's going to happen.
Motorcycles flying. Only the helicopters following.
This is live.
I mean, they have guys on the ground, but they're probably a good 3 blocks back at all times. That dude's going so fast.
Okay, he's listening to some shit in California. I don't know what you're doing, dude, but thank you for the live feed. This is what's... We'll find the name. So they do this, too, with the strobe lights. And they. So nothing happened in the Justice Center, just a bunch of people hanging around. The real action is on the east side, northeast, other side of the river. It's northeast, Martin Luther King and Killingsworth, I think is the view right here. And it looks like he's looking, well, I can't tell, south or north on MLK from Killingsworth. And though this is a darker part of town, most of the people on the streets that you see are the whites still. Still white Antifa and sympathizers on the streets with them. King Kush says they have a tracker. That's where these multi-streams get this. Yeah, I'll check that out. I need to get in on that. I like trying to get on the ground and get up next to this shit. But frankly, this is better sitting here and just launching this from the comfort of here, and I can check in downtown and do whatever. You know, have a cigar. I don't know. We're going to have to take off. This is not going to, nothing's going to happen. Yeah, I'm disappointed. I don't want anything to happen, but I am disappointed in a way, too. Can't help it. You know, the people want a story. Yeah, so I'm reading finally. It's been on my Kindle forever, Caldwell's book. It's really terrific. You know, he almost gets everything down. I'm just at the start of it, but he's talking about how we got here. So maybe we'll talk about that when we get a breather and try to apply it to what's happening. But, I remain nonplussed. I remain, you know, sort of immobilized by this all. Not understanding it, not knowing how to react because it's so ridiculous. So it looks like the police are laying off. Let's see if there's some sound here. Looks like the cops are laying off down the street and just letting these guys room to destroy kind of thing. Those guys got good setup with the white hard hats and goggles. It's like Devo's there. It's Devo in the back. I should go to one of these with the Devo pyramid hat, see if they get mad. They're burning all that rubber shit. It's gonna stink. So stupid. Yeah, just everything about these people is repulsive. I'm sorry. Everything about you people. And you'll still see there, here and there, nice young people, nice young girls. Hey, Maria Dame de Cour. What's happening? Nothing. This is the end of a stream. I was reporting on what's happening in Portland. We're watching a live feed. This is going on right now in Portland on MLK Boulevard, Northeast Portland. Standoff. They are standing off. Where's the sound? Did I mute? Or is it just my shitty headphone connection? I think it's muted somehow, and I don't see it muted. Anyway. One problem, too, when you get down in these things is that a lot of the Antifa are dressed like the cops, all in black with black helmets. And when everybody's right around, you don't really know who's who. Once they get close, it's kind of hard to tell. King Kush thinks they're trying to smoke the cops out. Yeah, it's just harassment, right? Oh, here's something you have to do something about that. It's not passive aggressive, but, you know, it's not directly, you know. I mean, they can pretty much get away with directly attacking the cops, but they don't do that. Like I said, if it's a long-term strategy, it's a clever one for wearing these cops out. And eventually provoking that, like I said, little Kent State in the midst of all this shit. God help us. Donald Robertson says the people that have brainwashed them are repulsive too. Well, they're evil. Yeah, they're the worst in all of this, of course. And all these fuckers down the line, Antifa, the blacks, everybody downstream of this shit. Yeah, it's shown themselves to be appalling. Yeah. They've comported themselves poorly. Yeah, and saddened me. And disappointed me profoundly. I may never have, this is not hyperbole, I may never have my faith in humanity restored. So many of these people falling in line in their different ways. The dumb white kids falling in line for just for the visceral thrill of this thing, like I said, this weird experience. And the black people's falling in line just out of their resentment and malice and their insecurity, their envy. That's all, and their greed, and their stupidity, and to cap it off with them, then not being smart enough to see they don't deserve it, not being smart enough to have the character to say, leave it there, for them to be more of the good ones who would say, no, I couldn't imagine, right, being black and buying into this shit and going on TV and saying, yeah, America, you're gonna have to prove yourself now. Who the fuck do you people think you are? Anyway, but that's not the worst of it. Even them. Yeah. I think the real problem with diversity, for all the problems of throwing disparate people together and they're profound and make it not work, that's not even the worst of it. The worst of it is the advantage, the demagogues, the elite demagogues, the powerful demagogues. In this case, you know who. The master demagogues will take advantage of diversity, and they've found the most potent of these sort of diversity weapons, pitting, in this white-black dynamic. They just, like I said, it's kryptonite for our sorry asses somehow. It isn't for me, And I think if enough people stood up and started pushing back, we would find that, I don't know, the wind could shift. This is absurd. I still can't believe that most numbers are sitting there thinking that this is normal. They're sitting there terrified. They're sitting there waiting for somebody to show them a way out. Holly says, 3 years ago, I never heard of Antifa or Black Bloc, and now I'm like, yeah. 3 years ago, they were nowhere. And 3 years ago, where was BLM? Where did BLM emerge from? Obama's second term. Nobody was talking about mainstreaming BLM 5 months ago. Holy shit. Excuse me. King Kush says it's like a video game to them. Yeah, it's like in The Third Man, Orson Welles movie, when the protagonist meets, he's with his old buddy who has been revealed as having been involved in this scandal that killed a bunch of people, and he's asking his pal. For some reason, they're in like a, the Ferris wheel-like thing, or it's not a Ferris wheel because they're inside. But they're way up on this like Ferris wheel-like thing, looking down at the people, right? And the one guy's asking his old friend, who was this great, charming, great old friend that he loved, and later finds out he's a monster who did some scandal that got a bunch of people killed and doesn't care. And he's asking him, how the fuck can you not care? And he says, look at the people down there. Look how small they look from here. Oh, and I forget the rest. But it was something like that, and that's what it is for these people. We're just so small down here to them, so insignificant. Maybe anybody in that position would be like that. I know I wouldn't, but maybe that's why I would never be in that position. You ever think of that? And on that note, we're going to abandon this. Should we? Do you guys want to hang around and just watch this? I didn't want to go to sleep tonight. It's 2:10. It's not too bad. I'll go back out tomorrow and try and figure this all out finally for you. Yeah, this is a, this is a naked, transparent conspiracy because it's so entirely a conspiracy of the media. It's, it's normally what we would call a kabuki when they have meaningless political, theater that, isn't going anywhere. That's just a kabuki. They're putting on a show for us and doing something else. Well, it's kind of like this is like a kabuki because, like I said, there's no way any normal country would throw itself into this upheaval, even if George Floyd was an example of a problem of police brutality, right? Everybody knows that. Should know that. And it isn't. But not, it's not normal. This is not normal. This is pathological behavior, we would tell an individual. This is not normal. Normal countries don't do this, America. Yeah, so maybe we'll take a break from this at some point. It grows tiresome. They're wearing us down. They're wearing us down with this shit. Well, I'm in Portland, Oregon. If there's anybody who has any ideas for political action, I might be down with it. Yeah. I don't think there's any. I think this patient is terminal. The good news is we don't have, we can survive in some community. We're all gonna. Holly's there in Boise. I'm going to East Oregon, so I'm thinking East Oregon, Washington, Idaho might be a good place for us. Everybody just go there, move there, and we'll network together and we'll just operate from that base at least. We won't disconnect just yet. I mean, we'll figure it out. I don't know what you're up about, Maria, but I would want you to just talk normally and not try to be funny right now. I think you're trolling me and trying to get me to say something. Maybe you're not. I don't know why I don't have sound here. Do I? All right. I don't know what you're up about, Maria, but I would want you to just talk normally and not. Sorry, you had to hear that twice, Maria. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to go to sleep. I don't even fucking care how this plays out. I don't know. This could be it, guys. This could be the flashpoint that turns all this. The Kent State moment that kicks it into high gear. How close are the cops to them? Looks like they're a block away at least. So tiresome. Oh, they're setting fire to an effing building. Now, this will demand. Oh, yeah, here they go. They're setting fire to a building. This is the corner of Killingsworth and MLK, Northeast. Setting fire to the boards there. And the cameraman moved away. I don't know why. What is that building? Can almost see the sign. Yeah, what is this platform that they're using here? Anyway, I want to check this out. Everybody fronting and flexing out there. That's what this is about. Yeah, see, they've got that building going, man. To be a fairly large retail store style building. What is that? Keep trying to get the damn sign, and here it is sideways, maybe. Ah, God. They're going to burn down a building. There it is. I don't know what the hell that is. Dump cave. Anyway, they've set fire to a building. Yippee-ki-yay. And I've got no sound here. Now I want the sound back. Let's try and get our sound going. All right. That building is going pretty good. They don't have fire units there yet. It's going to get going pretty fucking good. God dang it. These people are vile. Cops are moving in, it looks like. They're going to force the cops to move in because they set fire to that building. Yeah, I just, you know, it drives me nuts that this will go on now, and if somebody gets hurt now for a rubber bullet or some shit, they're just gonna go, oh, those fucking cops, yeah. Like they were just walking down the street or something, right? People seem to be moving out pretty quickly now. I don't see tear gas in the air. Looks like the cops have claimed the corner of Killingsworth and Northeast MLK, where the big bonfire in the street was, and a store on the corner was set alight. Looks like that fire may be dying down. Jeez, this is insane. These people are terrible. Who does this, right? I know, Visionary, I hate the Kent State song. I love Neil Young. I don't mind CSNY. They got some good stuff, but Kent, that... For Dad in Ohio. It was a blunder, yeah. I mean, they were freaked out. Why did those guys have live ammunition? They didn't know how to handle riots back then either. You know? They had soldiers out there with rifles, and they freaked out. Big deal. Yeah, the logic of that was insane. You know? Nixon's coming gunning for us, man. Now it's the attitude, I guess. So Plus COD changed, man. It's still here. And they focused a lot on Nixon like they do on Trump. Nixon was basically a liberal Republican. Really. But he was anti-communist. And he, above all, he reminded boomers of their parents, I think. Here they come. Cops rushing fast. Interesting. Running. I haven't seen them, and they're throwing down tear gas. Maybe letting off some rubber bullets. Now they seem to have pulled up. Everybody's running, sort of walking out now. A lot of gas in the air. Seems to be very effective right now at clearing them out. Our cameraman has gotten well away. Okay. Yeah, Glib Medley says, Ronald, are they rushing them again? Like, fuck you, the cops are gonna rush your asses now. What the cops need is a couple of wagons to make some arrests too, maybe. There are a lot of people out there. It's hard to tell how many because everybody's spread out along the street and now scattered. Oh, man. Yeah, Glib mentions Ronald Reagan, man. I don't know. In L.A., we had a guy named Jim Ladd. He was on KMET, the Mighty Matt. It was the biggest rock station. He played basically mainstream rock of the time. And Jim Ladd was this ridiculous, unctuous, fucking pretentious guy who was always talking about, yeah, man, it's like late 70s, early 80s. Reagan was 80, yeah, so it must have been early 80s. But he would do shit like read the Star Spangled Banner and emphasize the rockets, the bombs bursting in the air. Like, he was just unbearable. He was Jim Ladd. Oh, he was a self-character. And he would say that, Ronald Reagan, man, it's insane. And they were like the shitty station that wouldn't play, Here's some injured people up their left corner. The shitty station that didn't play like punk and new wave and stuff when it came along. They were still playing just Zeppelin and whatever. Holdouts. There were the guys who would be talking about, what is all this shit? This punk rock and new wave music. Well, everybody seems to be scattered now, but it looks like they're moving back now. Moving back and regrouping. This is a pattern. So everybody kind of ran away from the cops and spread out, and now they think, okay, they've relented, let's all go back. Maybe, and the cops are probably hoping, okay, we've got a bunch of people who aren't coming back. They said enough, we're going to go home for the night. And then they'll get a smaller group and chase them again and slowly deplete their ranks through attrition. Now, we've seen several pictures in the upper left corner of people laying down looking like they're hurt. One girl with a clear injury to the ankle. Yeah, rubber bullets. Anyway. Josephine Coffin says, we had a mock election in grade school and Nixon won by 100%. That's awesome. Yeah, poor old Nixon. King Kush says, only the red guy is live audio, so that's why we don't hear. So there's no audio on this right now. Damn, I've got like 3 mosquitoes in here because I've been leaving the doors open. It's really hot in Portland right now, too. I might shut her down. I don't think anything's going to happen. Glib Medley says, me and a Jewish girl were the only ones who voted McGovern in 2nd grade. Well, you know, the blowout, in the proportion was probably the same nationwide, right? That was a huge blowout. Yeah, poor McGovern. He might have been all right as president. Who knows? He's probably getting rolled faster than Nixon. They've all been getting rolled. I see now the whole time. I mean, I think Clinton was the last president who had any little autonomy left, you know, to try and forge his own way truly in foreign policy and everywhere else. And the economy, for that matter. The office of the presidency still has all this legal power. But the actual president doesn't, because he's hemmed in by the political considerations that make him not take advantage of it. Like some idiot banging on the sign there, making racket. Okay. Yeah, I'm just bored with these people. Yeah, I'm going to have to check out. I really do want to see how this one ends. I want to see the ultimate ending. These are all different views of what we're seeing. I like that. What is that guy holding up over there? A boombox? Someone's got a boombox on his shoulder? That's funny. Yeah, let's get out of here. Anyway, if you guys want to continue to follow the feed, here we'll find the channel. Give them their proper due. Jacob Snake Up. Multi-live protests across the USA. All right, Jacob, thank you. We'll subscribe. Excellent. And I'm just going to play a song. says link to live feed. I know, they're getting awful close, aren't they? Let's just watch this. Damn it, I want my sound back. Come on, open up, baby. There you are. Come on. Fuck. Come on, you clunky bastard. It's a lefty channel. Yeah, I won't even engage with the bastards. They'll just end up, getting you thrown off of Twitter. That's what they did to me. Yeah, this is weird how things are being run by post-adolescent girls, in a way. People with excess time and money still somehow on their hands to do this. They don't have to work, apparently. There's all that donation money that's pouring in. Fuck. I want my sound. Alright. Let's get out of here. This is not going to happen. Something happening downtown now. I want to see what's happening downtown before I check out. If I can just get this computer to work. Where is it? Come on. There. No. Where is it? Why is it not showing up here? Oh, it's on Twitter. That's why. Tell me. Checking back in with that Twitter live feed. Whatever that dude's name was. Just a moment. Where's our buddy? What's his name? Jesus. So he wasn't that far down. Okay, we've got to check in at MLK. City Hall Park in New York City is now occupied. All right, where is this guy? Scott Avery. There you are. Thank you, Scott Avery. All right, so this is downtown. Same time that crazy shit is going on right now. So they've got two separate little campaigns going on tonight.
I'll be right with you. It's weird. I don't know why I'm not picking
I think this is downtown. Yeah, that's the jail.
That's weird.
This is all by design, man. All right, you're going to attack this little precinct over here, northeast, and then the usual downtown thing.
Location 3 versus 1. Suspect 1, no Hispanic, no shirt, red shorts. Suspect 2, no Hispanic, 20 years, shirtless, blue jeans. Suspect 3.
You know what's message repeat? DC southbound 101 at Alameda.
16 Victor 10, show off for the lights, clear, need to watch that.
16 Victor 10, Honda.
God.
95, 6. Correction, citizens called on Iceman, heads on 11 parking lot.
Extra space occurred approximately 2 hours ago. Unknown person took a white Ford F-150 truck license, a 5 Zebra 44643, 5 Zebra 44643. Information only incident 5815 RD 1385.
Alright, it is what it is. No wonder I can't hear it. It's on Hollywood. Can you hear it? Because I can't hear Hollywood ever.
2189, Roger.
Hollywood's always been tough for me. I think because
Eagle
it's so
exited the 101 is now southbound mission, re-engaging pursuit.
it's so tucked into the hills right there. You know, it's so close.
All right, I've had enough. Let's get out of here. Scott Avery is the... Not Scott Avery. Jacob Snakeup. Jacob Snakeup. Here, I'll try and copy and paste this into the... God damn. It's my connection, I guess, not my computer. But Jesus, everything gets go so slow. Come on. Come on. Why aren't you showing the chat? You're supposed to show the chat right there. It's just taking forever to load. Please, I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. Fuck off. All right. I'm leaving you with the link to the... Damn it! God. It's unbearable. I'll leave you with a link to that live feed if you want to see how that story ends. Come on, please. Please work. There you are. Looking up our own behind. Yay. Come on, please. Please work. For frig's sake, get up there. Hallelujah. We have the link. Now I want to play my song and go home. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you. Please work. This has been a dispatch from Portland. Siege report. For June 25th through the 26th. It's leaving. It's 3:15, and they're still in the streets engaging the police, as you see. Let's put this horse in the barn. Good night. Be safe. Be good. But not too good.